Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yalial in this incarnation. Today, I wanted to talk about a little bit more about twin flames. In Kabbalah, they are called soulmates. And in Spanish, I use that term. I don't use the term twin flames, but I think it doesn't matter much about the terminology because I don't think we have to put these relationships in a structure. In fact, it's about breaking many beliefs about relationships and what we thought before about them. So today I wanted to bring to this video this fact about healthy boundaries, which is something that is very important to practice in every relationship. This, of course, what I am going to express here, it's not only about twin flames. But well, first I want to clear that we could feel this connection so strong with these people because we share the same root of our soul, because we share from Kabbalah we have something that is called the tree of life, which have 10 dimensions, 10 sephirots. I'm not going to explain this very specifically because I'm not a Kabbalah master, so I'm still learning. I'm a student in that specific theme, but I'm going to share this just to explain a little bit why we are feeling this connection so strong. So these dimensions of our soul, we share every one of them with a soulmate or a twin flame. So it's important to understand this because that's why the mirror law happens, that this person can show us parts of ourselves in a very, very profound way. Many people can do that, but the twin flame is specifically someone that could trigger us in many ways because of this. And it's important to always make the difference about the relationships with narcissists, and that we shouldn't use the term twin flame just to get attached to people. In fact, the biggest challenge is to live with this presence, live with this connection, but detach totally from it. Detach even from the expectation of the union or whatever. It's only about us. It's about the relationship with ourselves. So I'm going to talk about this in another video, but I think it's important, this thing about the healthy boundaries, because many people experimented. I had the opportunity to hear a lot of stories of other twin flames after my experience. I attracted a lot of people in these processes, and there's a common factor that we share, that is that many of us had, like I like to call it tests many times, like challenges, because we see that from our human perspective, but of course a universe is not like a sir that is testing us. But many times our twin flame has no intention, conscious intention of harming ourselves. Never. That's the difference with a narcissist too. And what happens many times is that we are functioning, we are operating in our relationships not only with a twin flame, but with every person we met, that we are operating from this programming of ourselves, from our patterns, from our wounds many times. So what happens with the twin flame many times is that they could act in some way, and we have to put a healthy boundary, because if we accept many things, we are not respecting ourselves. I'm going to put examples. after this, we could feel this connection so strong, and maybe we could feel we're going to lose that person if we respect ourselves. This is a common pattern, you know, that comes from our wounds many times with other people. But we are feeling that with the twin flame, it's like more challenging, because I'm saying this because I had an inner work before I met my twin flame, but it was like I felt like a double testing about this, and about this thing about healthy boundaries. I'm saying I had practiced a lot putting healthy boundaries, because it was the most difficult part for me in my life, in my entire life. So from that point, I was like practicing that a lot, and I felt that I had more challenges with this person. And I mean, I wasn't, at one time, I'm going to share this because I think it's important too, but at one time I felt that I wasn't ready for that relationship. It was like an inner knowing, and I think the other person felt it too. So that I didn't respect that. I had other challenges that I could respect, but that one I couldn't, because I had this desire for staying with this person too. You know, we can be in these paradoxical scenes, and well, that led to a big transformation for the both of us, and that seeded once a big doubt of how can I feel this connection and at the same time feel that I don't have to be with that person. And this is totally natural, because separation is a part of this process. Separation is vital for the people that are experiencing that it's not all the case for all the twin flames. So yeah, I mean, I can understand now, because how I grew all this time, and the things I learned about myself were very important. And what I am getting now about this process is that I cannot be with other person. It's not only about the twin flame. I cannot be with other person if I'm not knowing myself, and I cannot fulfill my own needs. And this doesn't mean that I have to be totally healed. That it's not real. We are not going to be perfect. We cannot be totally healed. In fact, many things we are healing in relationship. But it's important with these connections, particularly, to knowing ourselves, to know the things we have to improve, to know the things we are already healed. We have already healed. And to stay in our path, in our mission. This is other thing that is going to be important, because these connections are not only for us. It's not only a connection for our ego, for me to enjoy the romantic life. It's about offering something to the world too. They have a mission that it has to do with sharing what they have with the world. And if they are not connected with their mission, this could be not possible. So that's why separation is very important, and because that is the time when we learn more patience, and we learn a lot of things of ourselves. And I think it's very important to integrate our inner child to stay with the other person too, because and I mean, I'm not again talking about we have to be full integrated in every part of ourselves. I'm saying that the path has to do with feeling happy with what we are, and connected to our mission, and that we can express that, and then sharing with the other person, not just to pretend that the person fulfills our voids. And there's other relationship in our lives that came for us to teach us lessons, and that we can project our mother or father wounds And actually, I think we always we have relationships of that type until all of our relationships are from that type until we can take accountability of these wounds and we start to heal them. And of course, we have to, in order to create a relationship that is about mature spiritual maturity with other person, the other person have to be willing to do the same. It's not about one side. So I wanted to express this because I think this is a very, very common thing that could happen, that it's more difficult for the people that have this tendency to the codependence to put the healthy boundary, because we are feeling the connection so strong and so overwhelming. And I think we have to understand that we are dealing with another person, just maybe stop putting the other in a pedestal of that is something that it's outside of this world, because many times we do that. I think both of the parts can do that, and we are dealing with another human being. But the connection is something that is very special. This is real, because even though we could be separated in a 5D perception, we are not, and many of us could be communicating with them through telepathy, through dreams, through many things. And these doubts are, they are going away. Meanwhile, we are experimenting the path on our own many times. So that's why the separation, it's important too, just to understand what kind of connection is this. And many times we reject this because it doesn't, we cannot put this in a structure. So because many times it is not logical. So that's why it's very triggering many times. Well, I wanted to express that, and I wanted to talk about a little bit about sexuality. I wanted to share this because I think many people experienced things very uncommon with the other person. It is true that the sexual connection with these people is totally different from what we experienced before, because the connection is that. And I want to say that many people didn't experience, having a vision or, magical things. And with magical, I'm only putting that name because we tend to put the name of magic to the things we believe that are not possible. But actually, magic doesn't exist. It's all about the capabilities we have and the technologies of our own body that are awakening. But I did experiment these things. In fact, I did a video talking about sacred sexuality and everything that I learned this with my twin flame. So that's in that video I shared the things I remember. It's like it was like an intuitive wisdom that I remember at that moment. Okay, so I wanted to share this because I think many people has the doubt, feels the strong connection, but has the doubt of if the other person is their twin flame or not, because they didn't have a vision or experimented something very magical during the sexual approach they had with the other person. And that it's not a condition. We have to stop putting conditions to our relationship or the connection we have with that person. Nobody could tell you, again, I'm going to repeat this, but nobody could tell you if the other person is your twin flame or not, if you are obsessing with the other person or not, if you are using all these concepts just to get attached to other person or not. That is something that we have to recognize from the inside. Nobody can tell you. And many times I think there's people that could be in that place. It didn't happen to me. I mean, I experimented. I thought that my partner who I was before my twin flame. At first, I thought he was my twin flame, but I discovered it very, very quickly that he wasn't. Very quickly, actually. But it was like, at the previous experience I need to live with before I met my twin flame. So, I mean, it's something that we have to be very honest with us. It's all about that. And I wanted to share this about sexuality because it is something that is very special, but many times we don't know how to elevate our sexual energy. We don't know how to practice this, and it doesn't matter if we are with our twin flame. If we don't know how to raise our energy in order to elevate it, maybe we won't experience something very explosive with the other person. So that is not a condition to believe or not if that person is or not our twin flame. I think this is very important because I heard many stories, and not all of them were like having this kind of experiences I did. In my case, it was like that. So, well, I just wanted to share this because I think there's a lot of videos like talking about the steps and the parts that we have to go through in order to go to the union, and I think we have to leave all of that behind. I mean, this path is about ourselves. This path is about knowing ourselves and understanding the relationship we have with ourselves, and we have to let go of that person. I think that's the part that nobody wants to hear when we are starting the path. But I think it's very important to understand this. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you, everybody, and see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.